Hello everybody and welcome back to some more Hearthstone Tavern Brawl. This week it's Who's the Boss Now? Basically we get a random hero power each turn, which is based on various different bosses in World of Warcraft. So we're going to just hop right in and create a deck right here. I think I'm going to go with Rogue to start out with. Get a couple of poisons, cold blood, or at least one cold blood. Let's just do one Sinister Strike as something to get a pretty easy combo off of. Some Undercity Valiants, a couple Ringleaders, and SI7 Agents, some Sharp Sword Oil, and let's get a couple of Assassin's Blades, some Assassinates, Sprint for card draw. Don't really have any mechs, so the Sensei is kind of useless. I'm not going to take any more lower level cards except for maybe a couple of minions here, Leper Gnomes probably. And what do we have for 2 mana? We have enough 2 mana minions, maybe add another 3. Get some pretty good early game card control in the deck. Have a lot of low cost stuff, so I'm thinking Questing Adventure, maybe go for some more mid to late game cards, such as some Shield Masters, give us some taunt in there, then go for something like Gurubashi Berserkers and Lords of the Arena, and get some Sneed, as well as, let's go with the Stormwind Champion. Just hop right in here, see what we can do with these hero powers. Interested to see how it works and what we can do here as soon as we're able to find an opponent. Thought of maybe doing a Murloc deck here, but I might do that on the next deck after the rogue cards, but I figure a lot of the early turns might be used for hero power, depending on what we can get in there. I'm going to start out against a mage, which is alright with me. Get rid of the sprint, but keep everything else. We'll get an SI7 agent, which is fine with me. Get a 1/1 spectator with taunt, not necessarily something great, gotta keep this for a combo. And they get deal 1 damage if a minion to all enemy minions. If they die, summon a slime. That's better than what we got, but probably still gonna put this out just to get, and I forgot that we're not going to have our weapon hero power, so we might not use deadly poison as much as before, and activate a random Tron, which is pretty nice. It's probably going to be our turn 3 play there. He's got a Clockwork Gnome from his Mech Warper, and he's going to go ahead and hero power kill the taunt. So he's got a pretty good board, but we could probably get something good from the Tron, however he does have that. So I might Questing Adventures try to lure out his hero power here, as opposed to sending out a Tron just to die. Next turn we can probably clear some of his board off with the Sinister Strike and SI7 combo. So he's just going to trade his Mech Warper instead of using hero power here. So I don't want to just send out the Tron to get killed, whichever one we get. 7. There's a Shield Master, which will do pretty good to block what he's got unless he uses hero power. Which, even if he does, we can use ours and summon a Tron, which is good for us. Forget exactly what they have, except for I guess the Toxitron, which is like a 3/3, does 1 damage to everything, I think, and then forget what the other ones do. And there's like a 7/7 or something. And do the hero power, and we get not exactly what I would have liked. Go ahead and summon a 3/2 Flamewalker Alkaloid. Then we get the taunt after that and put out a Leper Gnome. Don't know if it's in time to really help us get this board back, especially with the mirror images out there. But it gives some pretty decent minions to help us out. I'd rather not have the Arcanatron out while they have probably more spells than us. At least they kill it off. Arcane Missile here will probably kill off the Leper Gnome, and it does. So they're able to clear off our board. We don't really have a great hero power here, and they got a couple of 2/1s. And a 3/3 Flamewalker. Alright. We're just gonna have to go with it and hope we get something good here. Like the Ooze. What is this? Put a random spell from your opponent's class in your hand. Alright, Effigy is not gonna help us here. Get another spell. Ice Block's not really gonna help us. I was hoping for a Flame Strike there. What is this? Draw a card and gain a mana crystal. That's pretty good. Especially if that's the first one that you get. Right now, we're going to be taking quite a bit of damage, and we need something to clear off the board here. We're also almost full on cards too. Might do Ice Block because we'll probably take fatal damage, or else try to just combo this guy out. Main of the Lake is not brilliant for us, but this board is too full for the hero power anyway. And I'm going to go ahead and just put this guy out to kill off his Flamewalker. Go ahead and do the draw card, mana crystal, and reduce all enemies' health down to 1. Not going to use that yet. Go ahead and I'll just summon a new one next turn, but at least it'll keep us from taking 2 damage. He has enough to bring us down to 4 though. If we would have got the Flame Strike, it would have been very good for us, and it looks like he actually is going to kill us this turn. Alright. Too bad we don't have any of the Inspire, like, hero power buff cards. Might actually remake into a Pally deck with the Inspire. And actually, most of our Inspire just goes around the minions that we summon from the Pally, like the Quartermaster and whatnot. Murloc Knight would be good, but I might try that on another episode. Just try to win one with this rogue deck. And here we go. It's going to be a priest this time, which priest is pretty good, but you don't get your heal, which it's a lot of your card draw on a priest. 4 attack. That is pretty good. Get rid of that. Not the cold blood. Got 3 combo cards here, which not the best. I'd prefer to go second, in honesty. Be able to coin out one of the combos or coin out hero power if we get something like the Summon a Random Tron. Hopefully not get the Arcane one again. And see what this guy's got. Hopefully it's not going to turn into one of the very long matches where it takes a while to decide what they're going to play, but just take a little bit here on the hand decision. And it looks like he's finally there to make his choice. He's going to discard 1 card, and he gets the Random Tron and I get the Magic. So that's not great for us. Go ahead and put out the Leper Gnome, but there's a pretty good chance it's something that doesn't really do him that well, but it's also a pretty decent chance it's a pretty big and dangerous minion. And he is probably going to coin that out. He gets not the one I was hoping for. Electron, which could be pretty bad, especially if he has buff cards. We do get a free Cold Blood, but I would rather combo it. I think the Undercity Valiant's better to just give us the combo here. Kill off his 5/5 with our Leper Gnome. End the turn. So he takes 2 damage. That guy's dead. We're out a couple cards, but not getting the Undercity Valiant's combo is not the worst thing that could have happened.
Is someone injured?
Northshire Cleric. He doesn't really have all that many heals. Well, I guess he does with the buffs, but with the hero power not being active, he doesn't have all that many that are going to. It's pretty good for us. turn a random minion to your hand, to your opponent's hand. Okay. Divine Spirit's not as good as if we would have gotten something like Inner Fire or something, but still pretty good, and we're going to end up killing off their cleric with our Undercity Valiant, which is fine with me. Should we I'll web wrap just to get it out of our hero power pool, and then summon a random Tron here and hope for a better one. And once again it's Arcanatron, which not what we would have liked. Luckily he's going to try to kill it instead of really doing anything. That's very good for us to counter here. We'll get a couple of 2/2s. Oozes, kill them off. Then just summon the 1/1. Hit him for 2. Hope he doesn't have any spells in his hand. We don't. At least we don't have a benefit from this. But we do have quite a few minions on the board. Unfortunately, we got the Jeering Crowd once again. Giblin Stalker. Not too afraid of that. Mind Vision could be worse. And then he's going to send all our minions' health down to 1. And he gets that, which is not too big of a deal. I think I'm going to just go with hero power again here. Get a Flame Walker. And then do we clear off his board? Yeah. Clears Giblin Stalker back. Hit him a bunch of times and we get the debuff now. Now there's a bunch of minions on the board, especially if we get something big out. His Smash probably won't work on it. Kills off a 2/1 with it, not too big of a deal for us. Gets Jeering Crowd, which again isn't too big of a deal, and then the Bone Guys, which still could be a lot worse. That's not very good for us, but do we actually try to play some of our cards here? I think we do. Just kill off some of his minions with these. I'm not going to play that. Go ahead and double the Adventurer's health to 8. Trade this into him and that and that. Because we don't... Other than the Sinister Strike we have, the spell power is not really going to help us all too much. We do have this for when he does summon his Tron, if he does, or anything else that's big, so we have a pretty decent shot here. He gets Arcanatron, which not too big of a deal for us. Gurubashi, probably not going to use it. Do this, trade our taunt into his, and then do we have lethal here? I am not sure. I think we do though, and it looks like yes we do. So there we go. We end up going 1/1 on our rogue deck here. Thanks a lot to our questing adventurer, as well as some pretty decent hero powers there. And probably his bad luck of not really drawing anything he can really use. So go back in. That was way better than the first match we did. It's actually pretty fun just to see what hero power you get after the other, and I didn't know that you could use it more than once per turn to start off with, and that makes it a lot more interesting. The coin, so we probably can use hero power on turn 1, get rid of everything but the cold blood. We get an Assassin's Blade, Deadly Poison, Tinker's Sharp Sword, so we get a pretty decent hand in buffing up a weapon. 3 1/1 whelps against a Tron.
I can't do that.
Go ahead and do it just so I have a turn 1. The 3 1/1's not the best thing that could happen, but we can counter his Tron with that Decimate. Bring it down to 1, then trade a whelp into it. If that's the way he decides to go. If not, probably just going to be staying where we are. He does though. 2/2. Not really that big of a deal. Unless he's got a bunch of free spells, and he doesn't. And do this, trade 1 whelp into it. We get the Poison Cloud next turn, which is pretty good if he summons some lower cost minions. He's got pretty much the worst thing he could have gotten here because all we have are 1 health minions, and 2 health's the biggest thing we could summon. Unleash the Hound. That's pretty good. Not really. I mean, it kills off what we have on the board, but it doesn't really do anything for him either. Oh. Anything we do is not going to be a combo here, so do we just stay where we are and pass over to him, or do we just go? I'm going to just play that guy, just to have something on the board. Could have cold-blooded on it to give it extra attack, but I'm not going to do that. If he wants to use his Decimate on him, it's not really a big deal. Best case scenario, we summon some smaller minions for us to use our hero power on, or at least something for us to have an excuse to get it out of that slot and potentially get something better. It's a loot hoarder, which does indeed do that for us. He'll get us an ooze, and is he going to waste his hero power here? That's not really a waste. There's a hyena we'll probably trade into. And yeah, I'm going to do that, get the ooze, kill his guy off, and we get a web wrap. Not going to use the web wrap. Don't want to use cold blood when we don't have a combo, so I'm just going to pass. Again, probably should have used the Undercity Valiant because combo's not really going to be worthwhile. As opposed to getting him out there, probably would have used that. But we got web wrap this time. That's not really something I'd like to web wrap, neither is that. Then again, we can probably get down to 1 health. Probably clear him off anyway by using a... No, I'm not going to use a cold blood on that, it's almost dead. Use the Assassin's Blade, or I think Shield Master's the best here. Should have cold blooded first. Not going to do it, going to wait until we have a combo. And combo would have knifed, we could have combo Deadly Poison, Cold Blood, and Sharp Sword Oil next turn. Should have been a pretty good combo. A lot of damage. And there they are, they're going to get some card draw. Anyway, especially with their Decimate. Pretty good play for them, but then again, this mode is not the most card draw based. Give us a spell, don't want to do that when we're almost full. Go ahead and put a Shield Master here. And next turn, probably just keep drawing from the hero power. I might do a Sneed's Shredder on turn 7. He does use a Smash to get rid of that. Gets the pile on a random minion from each deck onto the battlefield. Which really can go either way. It's an animal companion, so there he's got some pretty decent damage this turn. Drawn to assassinate, nothing really on the board that we would want to assassinate. Go ahead and use the hero power. Bestial Wrath is kind of a waste. Put that out there. Decimate. Go ahead and do Decimate too. We already committed to using the hero power, so now he's got to trade one of those into the taunt. He's trying to draw for a good to use hero power that we could have used to get some pretty good presence on the table, but we weren't really able to do that, and he's going to at least need to trade something into the taunt probably. And he gets a Kraken, we get a Questing Adventurer, so needless to say that was probably not the best thing for us. He's going to go ahead and smash the taunt. And we just have an adventure on the board, and he gets a 5/5 Electron. That might actually be pretty good for us in just emptying our hand and trying to kill him off, because we can assassinate something. If they wouldn't have killed off the Questing Adventure, we'd be in a really good place here. but the Assassin's Blade, Deadly Poison, then use this to kill him off. We just got past using our 2-mana Assassinate, which is not that great for us. Leper Gnome. Can we buff up our... No, we couldn't have buffed up our blade all that much. Go ahead and use a Deadly Poison on it. And we can kill off the Kraken, then basically kill ourselves, and that's all we can do, really. Alright, so we end up going 1 and 2 on the Tavern Brawl. It's a pretty fun one. Might come back in, try a different, more Inspire-focused deck on it. If we really have that many Inspire, I don't think that we do. But go ahead and open our pack, see what we can get. And get a rare, get a Mana Worm, a Sorcerer's Apprentice, so nothing really that great that we don't have, but still some useful cards and some good enchanting material. So thank you all for watching, and as always, hope to see you all again next time.